have a little acronym, SPACE. I'm Commercial 77 on Virgin Galactic, which I hope will happen, but there's lots of stuff around that following their tragic crash last year. I signed up for that nearly 10 years ago to give you an idea how I look at life. It's SPACE, so SPACE stands for Satisfaction of Success, P is Passion and Persistence, A is Attitude of Action, C is Confidence, Common Sense, Community, E is Enthuse, Exceed, Enjoy. So when I give my talks to start-up businesses, scale-up businesses, bigger businesses, I'll run through that. And it's an attitude, and it's a belief, and it's a passion, and it's a behaviour. And if you don't amplify what you know about what you've done and what you're doing and why you're doing it, and then you get that out there and build that momentum piece out there, you'll never solve the big issue which I see coming down the track. And it was pointed out to me at the McLaren Technology Centre at the UBS session that I attended down at Ron Dennis's gig down in Surrey, which is this big issue of what is inequality. So at a macro level, the migrant movements across Europe, within the UK, house price discrepancy between South and North, people who've got a job, people who don't have a job. You've got lots of issues there. And I'm a big fan of a word, equipotency, which I read in a book. But this equipotency, it's about irrespective of your social strata and where you're born, what your postcode is, where you live, or in terms of how much money you have, what you've got access to. What I'm a big fan of is trying to deliver equipotency, try and pass on and give out and help people get the same sort of experience, the same opportunity that I've been lucky enough to have. And to be honest with you, what Duncan's done at Dragon's Den over many years has delivered that, where he's invested in back people and helped them deliver on their dreams. Some have worked, some haven't, doesn't really matter, but he's been out there doing that. And I'm sure a lot of you around the room, you've talked about the good causes and the do-gooders and all of this, you're doing that. My sort of aesthetic is in the educational space, where I'm one of the founders of Robert Peston's Speakers for Schools program with comprehensive schools, and then Sherika Chu's Founders for Schools. And then what I try and do is when I meet people I think can be amazing, I inject them into people who help them be amazing. And if people are trying to get something done, I'll try and help them. And I try to put out this equipotency, equivalency, fairness piece, because what I see, and I think it should be, if I'm able to, talk about the topic of discussion after I've finished, is this inequality. It's a big issue. You can choose to ignore it or not, or think it is or it isn't. But for sure, the UBS, when they came up, what is the biggest issue, X, Y, or inequality? Very few people chose inequality. A lot of people chose other stuff. And all of the three macroeconomists there said the big issue in developing nations and developed nations is going to be what's going to happen when you have this massive inequality issues. And what I want to try to do is to bring this equipotency, this equivalency, into whatever I can turn my hand to, whether it's helping Shalini scale on her vision for E2E, whether it's meeting people. I met Paresh last year with Rajesh. I love what they're doing with Zenpay. I think the main thing is what we can do as a collective, and I always try to drop two E's into a word, like enthuse, love that, exceed, well, it's got three, but sorry about that, as a collective, and then to try and, if we're here, help Shalini deliver on what I know she wants to do with her vision for E2E,